At the beginning of March 2552, during the height of the Human Covenant War, the former UNSC colony of Camber had fallen under Covenant control. Once a vital shipbuilding world, it was now home to a heavily fortified logistics and coordination hub, supplying Covenant fleets deeper into human space. A direct assault was not an option. Instead, the UNSC deployed Petty Officer John 117. His objective: infiltrate the base, reach its central power core, and precisely plant a nav beacon to mark the structure for an orbital MAC strike. This is how Master Chief took down an entire Covenant base in the span of an hour. The mission began with a low-profile Pelican insertion, delivering Master Chief as close as possible to the Covenant facility without triggering alarms. As soon as Chief deployed, the Pelican immediately ascended out of sight, ensuring that no Covenant forces would have time to react to the landing. Chief's entry point was a narrow fissure in the rock face, barely wide enough for a Spartan in full Mjolnir armor. This route led directly into an abandoned Forerunner tunnel system, an ancient passageway that the Covenant had overlooked. Moving through the tunnels, Chief relied on his integrated visor system, its sensors mapping the path ahead and highlighting every detail in the darkness. As he got closer to the core, he placed small, remote-detonated explosive charges at the base's structural weak points. While the MAC strike would destroy the site, these charges serve a different purpose: disrupting key defensive systems before the strike hits and creating distractions to aid his escape. As Chief neared his target, the mission took a turn. A high-ranking Covenant officer was waiting, wielding a gravity gauntlet. Wasting no time, Chief sprinted forward and leaped, an M9 combat knife gripped tightly in his hand, aiming straight for the elite's head. But before the strike could land, the warlord activated the gauntlet, unleashing a focused gravity field. In an instant, Chief's momentum was halted, his body frozen in mid-air, completely suspended. The force held him just out of reach of his target, his blade just short of its mark. Held captive by an unrelenting gravitational force, Master Chief fought against the twisting pull on his neck and body. Slowly, he forced his fingers toward the detonator for the remote charges placed earlier in the tunnel. With just enough control, he activated the switch. The shockwave had disrupted the gravity field, allowing Chief to finish what he started. With the warlord down, Chief had to keep moving. The explosion had triggered alarms, and Covenant reinforcements were already mobilizing. He sprinted deeper into the facility, following his HUD's waypoint toward the power core. The base's core was a massive plasma reactor, its output fueling the Covenant's anti-air defenses and communication arrays. While the MAC strike would level the structure, the beacon had to be placed precisely at the most critical point to ensure a clean hit. The device synced with the UNSC battle network, locking onto the structure and sending a signal to the waiting fleet. The MAC strike was now inevitable. A magnetic accelerator cannon strike is a high-speed kinetic bombardment fired from UNSC warships or defense stations. These massive tungsten/uranium rounds travel at extreme speeds, delivering enough force to destroy enemy ships, fortifications, and even damage planets. With the mission complete, Chief turned and sprinted for the exit. The Covenant forces were now fully alert, and more troops were moving in fast. Reaching the surface, he spotted the Pelican hovering just above the ground, its rear ramp lowered. Covenant Banshees were circling in the distance, but they were seconds too late. The MAC cannon locked onto the beacon, its systems humming as it charged with immense power. In an instant it fired, unleashing a hyper-dense round that surged forward with unstoppable force, slicing through the atmosphere like a needle at extreme velocity. From the Pelican's rear bay, Chief watched as the entire facility was reduced to molten debris. The mission was complete and the battlefield lay silent. But for Master Chief, the fight was never truly over. There was always another threat, another battle, another war on the horizon. This was not the end.